Before we begin, light every candle you own, silence the world, and keep a box of tissues within arm's reach. This one is going to hurt so beautifully, you'll thank me for the pain. Boston, November 14th, 11:03 a.m. The law offices of Caldwell, Pierce and Harrington, 42nd floor, Back Bay. Mahogany walls, rain lashing the floor-to-ceiling windows. 23 people in black, clutching programs like life rafts. I am Isabella Morrow Blackwood, 39, former prima ballerina of the Paris Opera Ballet. Now simply, Mrs. Charles Blackwood on the embossed invitation. My husband of 11 years, Charles Ellington Blackwood IV, 47, died 8 days ago in a single-engine plane crash over Nantucket Sound. The toxicology report is still pending. The whispers are not. We are here for the reading of the last will and testament of Charles's father, Charles Ellington Blackwood II, who passed 3 weeks before his son. Double funeral, double fortune, double the knives already out. I sit in the front row in a black cashmere dress that cost more than most people's cars. Veil down, spine straight the way only 25 years of ballet can teach you. Charles's 3 cousins, his 2 ex-wives, yes, 2, his current 28-year-old fiancée Madison with the Hermes Kelly bag, and his mother, Victoria Vicky Blackwood, the Dowager Empress in Chanel and Venom, the lawyer, William Caldwell IV, Old Money. Older secrets, clears his throat. Then Charles, my Charles, leans over from the seat beside me and whispers, just loud enough for the entire front row to hear. Try not to cry too dramatically, Isabella. You don't matter here. Never did. I feel the words land like a broken point shoe to the heart. I do not flinch. I simply turn my head, slow and regal, and whisper back, "Keep watching, darling." William begins. Before we proceed to the dispositions of Charles Ellington, Blackwood III, there is a sealed codicil that supersedes all previous documents, executed 6 weeks ago, witnessed by 2 notaries and 1 federal judge. He breaks the crimson wax seal. The room goes so quiet the rain sounds like gunfire. William's voice cracks on the very first line. I, Charles Ellington Blackwood III, being of sound mind, do hereby revoke every prior bequest to my son, Charles Ellington Blackwood IV, and instead leave my entire estate, valued at $4.7 billion, including Blackwood Shipping, the Nantucket compound, the Manhattan penthouse triplex, the Bordeaux vineyard, and all liquid assets, to my daughter-in-law, Isabella Marguerite Morrow Blackwood, in recognition of the fact that she was the only member of this family who ever loved anything more than money. 23 gasps become one collective inhale. Charles shoots to his feet. This is insane. She's a dancer. She married me for. William raises one hand like God himself. Sit down, Mr. Blackwood. There is a video. He presses play on the remote. On the 85-inch screen appears Charles Ellington Blackwood III, frail but fierce, 3 days before he died. He looks straight into the camera. Isabella, my darling girl, you gave up the stage for my son because he begged you to. You gave him children he never deserved. You turned down the directorship of the Paris Opera Ballet so he could have a wife walloped right at galas. And every year you quietly paid for the scholarships that kept my ships from being the only thing carrying hope across the ocean. This fortune was never his birthright. It was yours by sacrifice. Charles, my son, you were born on third base and spent your life convinced you hit a triple. You will learn what it feels like to stand in the dirt with nothing but the name you squandered. The screen goes black. Charles lunges for the table. Isabella, he never told us. I stand, slowly, gracefully, the way I used to rise for 32 fouettes. I lift my veil. And I smile the smile that once made Paris weep. Actually, Vicky, he told me everything. Every night for the last 11 years, while your son was in someone else's bed. Then I turned to Charles, still pinned by the Marines. You whispered I don't matter. Watch me matter for $4.7 billion. The conference room is a war zone of Chanel and rage. Madison, the fiancée, is on her feet, Kelly bag swinging like a weapon. This is fraud. She's a gold-digging ballerina. Charles promised me the Vineyard apartment and the G650. Charles is purple, veins popping, still pinned by the Marines. You can't do this, Isabella. The prenup. I laugh. Actually laugh. The sound I used to make when I landed a triple pirouette at 19. I walk to the head of the table, press a second remote. A new document appears on screen. Prenuptial Agreement, Amendment 7, signed by Charles Ellington Blackwood Ivy. July 12th, 2 years ago, 2:14 a.m. In the presence of his father and 2 federal judges. I zoom in on the signature page. Charles's drunken scrawl is unmistakable. I zoom further on the clause he never thought I'd use. In the event of infidelity, proven by private investigation, all assets titled to Charles Ellington Blackwood, IV revert immediately and irrevocably to Isabella Marguerite Morrow Blackwood, including, but not limited to any inheritance received after the date of this amendment. Madison screams and lunges at me. Victoria, yes. The Ice Queen stands up and slaps her so hard the Kelly bag flies across the room. Sit down, child. You're embarrassing the help. Charles starts hyperventilating. You knew. For 2 years. I lean in until we're nose to nose. Every hotel, every business trip, every time you told Madison I was frigid and past my prime. I have 4,312 photographs, 187 videos, and 62,000 text messages, all time-stamped, all in 4K. I press play on the final file. Security footage from the Blackwood corporate jet. Last month, Charles and Madison, Mile High Club, Zero Shame. The entire room watches in horrified silence. Even the Marines look away. When it ends, I turn to William Caldwell. William, please distribute the flash drives I prepared for each family member. 23 black flash drives slide across the mahogany, each labeled in gold. The real Charles Blackwood director's cut. Victoria opens hers first. Within 30 seconds, she is sobbing, ugly, broken human. William Caldwell clears his throat again, but this time his voice shakes with something close to reverence. Item 2 of the codicil, he says, effective immediately. Isabella Marguerite Morrow Blackwood is appointed chairman and sole voting shareholder of Blackwood Shipping and Industries, with retroactive authority dating to July 12th, 2 years ago. He clicks the remote. The screen splits. Left side, the official SEC filing from 2 years ago, signed by Charles III, transferring 100% voting control to me the day Charles signed Amendment 7 drunk on a yacht in Capri. Right side, live feed of the New York Stock Exchange floor. Blackwood Shipping ticker. BWS is frozen, trading halted. A banner flashes across the bottom. Emergency board meeting CALLED. Chairman announcement pending. Charles tries to speak. Nothing comes out. I walk to the head of the table, place both palms on the mahogany, and look at every face that spent 11 years treating me like decorative furniture. For the last 2 years, I have attended every board meeting, every earnings call, every negotiation with the Chinese and the Saudis, by secure video from the children's playroom while you were all asleep or cheating. I was the deciding vote that saved the company from bankruptcy when Charles tried to sell the fleet to cover his gambling debts in Macau. I was the signature that stopped the hostile takeover from the Norwegians last quarter. I was the one who turned a dying empire into the most profitable shipping company on the eastern seaboard. And every single one of you called meth dancer wife behind my back. I press one final button. Every phone in the room vibrates at once. A group text from the corporate server. To Blackwood Executive Board. From I am Blackwood Chairman. Subject: Emergency vote. Termination of Charles E. Blackwood IV. The vote was unanimous at 11:07 a.m. 30 seconds ago. His access cards, corporate accounts, and the company Amex are deactivated as of this second. The live NYSE feed explodes back to life. BWS stock jumps 42% in 8 seconds. William Caldwell stands. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present your new chairman and majority owner, Mrs. Isabella Blackwood. The Marines release Charles. He collapses into his chair like a puppet with cut strings. Madison is already on her phone, screaming at her lawyer. Victoria is staring at me like she's seeing a ghost that just inherited the world. And then my phone rings on speaker. The ringtone I haven't heard in 11 years. The caller ID. Opéra National de Paris Directeur. The entire room goes dead silent. I answer in perfect French. Oui, maître. The voice on the other end is trembling with emotion. Isabella, the board just voted unanimously. The directorship you turned down 11 years ago is yours again. Effective immediately. Paris is ready whenever you are. I look at Charles one last time. He is crying now, ugly and small. I smile the smile that once made 2,800 people rise to their feet in the Palais Garnier. Tell Paris I'll be home by Christmas. I hang up. Then I turn to the room. Meeting adjourned. I walk out. The Marines salute. Victoria follows me into the hallway, tears streaming. Isabella, please, he's still my son. I stop. Turn. Look at her, with 11 years of swallowed screams. No, Vicky. He's the man who whispered, I don't matter the day his father made me matter more than he ever could. Tell him the penthouse is mine now. He has until midnight to remove his things. After that, security has orders to treat him like any other trespasser. I walk away, heels clicking like the final 8 counts of a perfect variation. December 23rd, Palais Garnier, Paris. Dress rehearsal for the gala reopening of J-Cell. 11 years to the day since I last danced on this stage. The house lights are down. Only the ghost light glows center stage. I'm 40, barefoot in a black practice tutu, hair in a low knot, every muscle remembering what the heart never forgot. The orchestra pit is empty. The seats are empty, but the theater is full of ghosts. I walk to the X taped in the center, the exact spot where I collapsed in tears the night I chose Charles over my career. I close my eyes, and I begin. 32 fouettes, perfect. Then the mad scene, arms trembling with 11 years of rage and grief. When I finish, the silence is so complete I can hear my own heartbeat. Then one pair of hands starts clapping. Slow, deliberate. From the royal box, I look up. Etienne Valois, 42, artistic director of the Opera, former premier danseur, the man who was supposed to be my Albrecht the night I walked away. He's aged like Bordeaux, sharper, deeper, impossible. He descends the marble staircase in the way only dancers do, silent, floating. When he reaches the stage, he doesn't speak. He simply takes my hand, places it on his heart, and whispers the line I taught him in 2012. Gni jamais quitter les coulisses, Isabella. J.I. attendo. I never left the wings, Isabella. I waited. Then he drops to one knee, right there on the ghost-lit stage. and pulls out the ring I returned to him the day I married Charles. A single flawless pink diamond set in blackened platinum, shaped like a rose in bloom. Marry me, not to save you, to dance with you until the curtain falls on both of us. I don't answer with words. I answer with movement. I rise en point, arms in fifth, and fall backward into the most perfect penché anyone has ever seen. He catches me, of course. He always did. The house lights come up. The entire company, 200 dancers, musicians, stagehands is standing in the wings, crying and applauding. Because Paris never forgot its lost Giselle, and neither did the man who refused to dance with anyone else for 11 years. We kiss under the chandelier that has watched every great love story since 1875. The orchestra spontaneously begins the act, I iPodded you. We dance it right there, in practice clothes. No makeup, no audience except the ghosts and the people who love us. When the final note dies, Etienne lifts me one last time, higher than physics allows, and whispers against my ear, so only I can hear. Welcome home, Prima. Christmas Eve, Palais Garnier. Official reopening Gala of Giselle after 11 years of darkness. Every seat is sold for 25,000 euros. Every standing place is 10,000 euros. The entire proceeds go to the Blackwood Morrow Foundation for young dancers from broken homes. The house is a constellation of diamonds, crowns, and camera flashes. President Macron in the royal box. Misty Copeland in the orchestra. The entire corps of the New York City Ballet flew in just to watch. I am 40, but tonight I am 19 again. The costume is white romantic tutu, hand-painted with real silver threads that catch every spotlight like moonlight on water. The orchestra begins the first haunting notes. I enter from the wings as Giselle, barefoot, arms trembling with 11 years of unshed tears. The audience inhales as one. I dance the mad scene like I'm exorcising every whisper of you don't matter. When I collapse, dead of a broken heart, the silence is so complete, you could hear a teardrop hit marble. Then act I. Etienne enters as Albrecht, black tunic, eyes only for me. Our pas de deux is no longer choreography. It is confession. Every lift is a promise kept. Every look is 11 years of waiting. When I rise end point in the final arabesque, the entire house rises with me. 32 fouettes, perfect, vicious, triumphant. The final note. I fall into Etienne's arms one last time. Curtain. For 17 full seconds, there is only silence. Then the roar. People are screaming, sobbing, throwing roses from every balcony. The curtain rises again and again, 23 times. The applause lasts 41 minutes, new world record. The live stream breaks every streaming platform on the planet. #Giselle is back trends for 17 straight days. Backstage, the company is a sea of tears and champagne. Then the doors to the grand foyer burst open. Charles, in a rented tux that doesn't fit, eyes wild, escorted by 2 security guards who clearly don't want to be holding him. He has lost everything: company, name, children's trust funds, even the Nantucket house sold to pay his debts. He screams over the celebrating dancers. Isabella, you can't do this to me. I walk to him in full Giselle makeup, white tutu still on, silver dust in my hair. The entire company forms a silent semicircle behind me. I stop 1 meter away. Security tenses. I raise one hand, they freeze. I speak in the voice I used to give curtain speeches at 19. Charles, 11 years ago you told me the stage was childish and I should grow up. Tonight the world just paid 25 million euros to watch me be a child again. You whispered I don't matter. Watch me matter for the rest of my life. I turn my back on him, the ultimate dancer's insult. Etienne steps forward, places the pink diamond ring on my finger in front of Charles, and the cameras that somehow appeared. Then he kisses me like the final chord of a symphony. Charles collapses to his knees in the marble foyer of the opera, surrounded by 200 dancers in white tutus who look like avenging angels. Security drags him out. The doors close. The company lifts me onto their shoulders. Paris roars outside, and somewhere in the distance, church bells begin to ring midnight. Christmas Day has arrived, and with it, the first day of the rest of my life as the most powerful woman ballet has ever known. 20 years later, December 24th, Palais Garnier. The theater is dark, except for one spotlight burning center stage. I am 60, hair now pure silver, still end point, because bones remember what hearts never forget. Tonight is my farewell gala. Isabella's Giselle, the definitive edition, danced one last time before I pass the torch. Every seat in the house is filled by someone whose life I touched. The little girl from the favelas of Rio, who now dances Odette at the Balsh. The boy from Sarajevo who lost a leg to a landmine and now designs the world's most beautiful prosthetic feet for dancers. The 400 scholarship students who never had to choose between food and point shoes because of the Blackwood Morrow Foundation. Etienne, 82, still devastating in black, waiting in the wings exactly where he promised. And in the royal box, alone, Charles Ellington Blackwood IV, now 67, released from federal prison 6 months ago after serving 18 years for fraud, tax evasion, and attempted bribery of a federal judge. He is thin, gray, wearing the same rented tux from 20 years ago, cleaned but never replaced. He wrote me a letter last month, delivered by hand, no return address. I open it now, under the ghost light, and read it aloud to the empty house before the audience arrives. Isabella, I have watched every performance you ever gave from a prison television with 400 men who learned to cry because of you. I have no right to ask forgiveness. I only ask for one seat tonight, not to be seen, to see what love looks like when it is finally free. Charles, I fold the letter, place it on the stage floor, and begin. The orchestra swells. I dance Giselle one last time. Every step a memory, every leap a goodbye. In Act II, when I rise from the grave, I am no longer acting. I am rising. When the final pas de deux ends, Etienne catches me in the longest, slowest fish dive in ballet history. The curtain falls, then it rises again, and the audience sees what I planned for 20 years. On the stage, behind me, stands every dancer I ever saved. 400 white tutus in perfect formation, arms in fifth, tears streaming. In the center, the little girl from Rio, now 28, holding the pink diamond ring on a velvet pillow. Etienne takes it, walks to me, and places it back on my finger, the same finger that wore it the night he proposed. He speaks, voice carrying to the back row without a microphone. 60 years ago, a girl from nowhere was told she would never matter. Tonight the world closes its eyes and still sees her light. This is not goodbye. This is the moment the stage becomes eternal. The curtain falls for the final time. 47 curtain calls. The applause lasts 72 minutes, another world record. When the house lights finally come up, Charles is standing alone in the royal box, clapping until his hands bleed. He does not try to approach. He simply bows, deep, broken, complete. I bow back once. Then I walk into the wings where Etienne waits. The lights dim to black. A single line appears on the backdrop in gold. For every girl who was ever told she didn't matter. The stage is yours now. Take it. Dance. Never stop. The audience rises as one. And somewhere in the darkness, a man who once whispered those fatal words finally understands. Some women don't just matter. They become the music the rest of us live by. This is Isabella Marguerite Moro Valois, signing off from the only stage that ever mattered. Thank you for dancing with me. Now go take yours.